What up, it's Dane, and in this video I'm going to be telling you how to lose fat and get shredded fast without counting your calories, and how to build muscle fast without counting your calories, right? So let's get straight into the video. First of all, I'm going to start with fat loss. In order to lose fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit, right? You're not going to lose fat by eating more meals in a day or eating healthier foods if you're not in a calorie deficit. It just doesn't work like that. Now, in order to build muscle, we need to be in a calorie surplus. That just means eating more calories than your body requires a day to maintain its weight at the current stage. That's how to build muscle, right? So anyway, I'm going to be telling you all the methods you can use to get shredded fast and build muscle, right? So I'm going to start off with fat loss. For fat loss, and this is in my experience as well, and a lot of other people's experience that I've researched, you can use without counting calories, right? So this is not tracking your calories. What I will say though, and this kind of leads into the first method, is track your calories in the beginning, right? This is real important because you can't really diet without counting calories just for a little while. The reason being is because you don't even know how many calories is in a piece of chicken breast or broccoli or whichever food you like in a chocolate bar. You don't know, right? Unless you look at the label and start counting your calories. And if you want to know how to count your calories just at the beginning, just a little tool you can use is called myfitnesspal. Just find it on app stores, on Android, on all those phones. So myfitnesspal is great just to get started, or you could just do like the old-fashioned way to look on a package, calculate it. But in my opinion, using the app is just so much easier. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, you got a phone and you're probably even watching the video on the phone. So just download myfitnesspal, and you can even scan the food with a barcode, which is pretty sick. Like, you don't need to do it manually, just scan it with the barcode on the packaging, and then put the results in, and that will calculate. Obviously you need a scale as well to measure the stuff, but you can do this for about, I don't know, two to 4 weeks, and then you roughly know, how much calories is in like 100 grams of oatmeal or whichever food you want to eat when you diet, right? That's the whole point. If you don't know already, intermittent fasting, this is the #1 approach I use for fat loss, dieting, even bulking. Just everything, right? Intermittent fasting is my diet approach, and I'm a big believer of intermittent fasting. And if someone asks me how to do it, I'm going to say do intermittent fasting. I'm not saying that's the only diet that works, of course not. Any diet that helps you keep in a calorie deficit is what works, but you're here to know how do I lose fat without counting calories, right? So like I said, step #1, just count them at the beginning, right? Maybe 2 to 4 weeks, and that's it. Step #2, now that you kind of a rough estimate how many calories is what, the portion size and stuff like this compared to the calories, you can start using what I'm going to call a structured diet, right? And this is from my experience, and I find this is so, like, it's actually so good, man. You don't need to stress about, oh, I've got to measure this, I've got to measure this. Now I can start like seeing, okay, structure my diet. Okay, this is about 100 grams of oatmeal. And what I mean by structured diet is like kind of eat the same foods every day, right? Don't eat the same boring foods every day. That's what's real important, right? And that's why I'm a big believer of intermittent fasting. I don't eat like at the start of the day, and then at night, and then in the afternoon, or late afternoon even, I can eat like almost all the foods I want, all the favorite foods, nice enjoyable foods, even chocolate, stuff like this, right? So just get to know how many calories is in them, and you'll be good. So step #1 was just calculating in the beginning. Step #2 is just having like a set diet structure. For example, you don't eat for 5 to 8 hours, then you eat your first meal. Then your second meal could be like, I can say like a dessert, or you can have one big first meal and then just a lot of like chocolate desserts, stuff like this. Like, structure it by eating the same foods, right? And that's step #2. Step #3, which kind of links into the step #2, is just eyeballing the stuff, right? So now that you know like how many calories is and what, you can just say, okay, this is 100 grams of oatmeal because I've measured it at the start. And then this is like 200 milliliters of milk or whatever, stuff like this, right? You can just kind of eyeball it, rough estimate. When trying to lose fat, it's probably better to underestimate it in a way. But also when you're losing fat, I say this in all my videos, make sure to keep your protein intake real high. Not real high, but 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight should be fine as a minimum. But yeah, I think that's the 3 methods. So method #1, just keep track at the start. Method #2 is keep the same diet structure, and method #3 is just start eyeballing. The main reason I'm telling you all these methods without counting calories, right, is like, think about it, no one wants to live a life of just counting calories day in day out. It's not really like fun to get in shape. You want to find ways that you can adhere to and just get in shape effortlessly. Hence why the title of this video is effortlessly, right? Because in a way it is kind of effortless. I don't need to weigh my food, do all that shit. So now that I've covered fat loss and all the approaches, let's talk about building muscle, right? Basically all the shit applies the same thing. Like start tracking it, see how many calories is in what, have the same diet structure, and then like eyeball it. It's just applying the same thing, but this time we obviously want to increase the calories, right? You can only basically build muscle by eating in a calorie surplus, no other way really. So building muscle, calorie surplus, losing fat, calorie deficit, right? And when I say keep the same diet structure, this is real important, right? Because if you're like me and you kind of struggle to eat the calories required to be in the surplus, then your diet structure is going to be real important, right? This is going to be like, if you've watched this video to this point and you want to bulk and build muscle, I'm going to be telling you the real shit. So diet structure. For example, if you're a hard gainer or just anyone that's struggling to get the calories in, have a good diet structure. Like this, for example. Say you're doing intermittent fasting like me, but when I'm bulking, I shorten that window so I only like fast for about 4 hours. So it gives me more time to get the calories in. But say I'm doing that, so fast for 4 hours, then eat my first meal, right? First meal probably like, it could be 100 calorie meal. Then like after another 3 hours, 4 hours, I have like a mass gainer shake, a homemade one, whichever you prefer. And then I have another meal, then another mass gainer shake, right? So just having like that structure allows you to just kind of go about your day without being stressed about it. And I'm not saying you need to like time the meals exactly like after 2 hours. Kind of just get them in when you can, right? You just, as long as you get the calories in, that's what matters. But diet structure when bulking is real important. Like I said, when I do intermittent fasting, I definitely shorten that window, because otherwise if I do it like I do on fat loss, I just don't get the calories in, because it's that effective, right? It just is that effective. So yeah, I think I've kind of all the methods that I use or have used in my experience, and I know that other people use to get the best results from not counting calories. And who really wants to count calories for the rest of their life? Not me, and I'm sure not anyone. So with this method as well, you can get to a quite low body fat percentage, probably 8% body fat on a like real low end, and then 10% body fat, 10 to 12% body fat, like with kind of a little bit of ease, right? So yeah, that's basically how you can do it. But one thing I have to mention just before I end this video is, if you're a bodybuilder and you're watching this video, I'm sure you already know you're gonna have to track your calories, right? Maybe at the start you can start eyeballing the stuff, because maybe I don't know what they call it, like the season before, you've been tracking calories, so obviously you're quite good, like okay, this is 100 grams of oatmeal, so I'm sure you could do this at the start, and then you need to start dialing things in obviously as the competition gets closer, so then track your calories, right? For those people that are the bodybuilders. So anyway, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some value out of it. If you did, let me know. I appreciate that, and I appreciate your time for watching this video. I hope it just helped you, man. So anyway, stay positive, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, stay smiling.